The TikTokification of social media part 2. The size of your audience is not important anymore. So I've worked in digital marketing for over 10 years, and one of the large things that we would do is build up an audience over time. So that's building it on social media, building up an email list, building some ways that we can continuously connect to the people who follow us. Building up an audience on social media made sense before because generally your audience would be given priority and being shown your material. The more people followed you, the more people would see your content. In the very, very early days of Facebook, you used to see everything that the accounts you followed posted. Obviously, that became too much because there were too many people posting and not enough time to consume it all. So platforms like Facebook introduced algorithms that would show you certain content they thought would be interesting to you. But that was still very much based on who you were following. If you were following an account, you were more likely to see that content. The way the TikTok algorithm works is very different though. And this is having a big impact outside of TikTok as well. It's just that TikTok is the pioneer. When a piece of content is shown on TikTok, it's shown automatically to about 200 people. If your content is not making it to 200, then you're probably being deboosted in some way. Maybe you've been posting too much, maybe people just haven't been interested in your past videos. But generally, it's going to go to about 200. Then TikTok is going to analyze how many people commented, liked, bookmarked, and generally interacted with your content. And they're going to come up with a composite score. We don't exactly know what the score is, but we know it's based on engagement. And if your score passes a certain threshold, TikTok is going to show your video to more people. It's going to then show it to 500 people, then 1,000, then 2,000. And each time there's going to be a check. It's going to see, okay, did enough people like this content for me to be able to send it to more people? What TikTok is basically doing is a randomized sampling. And it's taking your content, your video, to the next level only if that content is good enough. So if you're stuck in the jail at 200 views, that's why. It has not got a high enough score to pass the threshold, and therefore it stops at that first sample test. Here's why I think this is an amazing thing if you are growing a business, or if you just want to grow your account on TikTok. Each and every piece of content you put out is its own independent experiment. You could have 10, 20, 30 videos that do nothing, and then one video goes to the moon. Because there's something about that video which has engaged people, they're watching it, they're liking it, they're sharing it, they're enjoying it, and that is telling TikTok this video is worth sharing with more people. And this has happened independent of the size of your following. This is why sometimes you'll see people with a couple of hundred followers who have a video that's been seen by millions of people. This is a massive opportunity because it allows you to experiment with your content and find what works in order to grow. And it doesn't matter how big you are. On lots of social media platforms, it's the big that get bigger. Whereas on TikTok, even as a small creator, each and every single video you post is a chance to go viral. You do not need a follower base in order to do this. You could create a new account today and have a video that kicks off, and by the end of the week have tens of thousands of followers.